Welcome to Innovation Brief by IdeaScale, where we turn your work team into innovators.
In today's business world, keeping a company ahead of the curve,
Yeah,
it's tough,
it really is.
especially when it comes to innovation across a global company.
Definitely a challenge.
I mean, it's a challenge that keeps a lot of CEOs and innovation leaders up at night.
You're absolutely right.
And that's why I think this deep dive is going to be really interesting
Okay.
for our listeners.
Yeah.
We're going to be taking a look at Xaxis,
Okay.
which is the world's largest programmatic media company.
Wow. The largest.
They're the ones that are connecting brands with audiences all over the digital world.
I see.
What's really remarkable about them is that they've managed to cultivate
Yeah.
a culture of innovation
Okay.
across 47 markets
Wow. 47.
and diverse cultures,
That's impressive.
which is no small feat.
No, it's not.
When you think about it,
Yeah.
I mean, think about the potential for silos and communication breakdowns when you have teams all over the globe.
Yeah, you could have a lot of problems with that.
Yeah, and not to mention just the complexity
Right.
of the digital advertising landscape itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got all these constantly evolving technologies and platforms.
Absolutely. It's a very fast-moving area.
So how did they do it?
Well,
They created something called the Accelerate program,
okay.
powered by
Let me guess.
IdeaScale.
IdeaScale. Cool.
It's a brilliant example
Yeah.
of how a company can tap into the collective intelligence of its entire workforce
Yeah.
to drive innovation.
That's a great idea.
So instead of innovation being something that's confined to like a small team or department,
Right.
Xaxis has created a system where everyone has the potential to contribute.
Yeah.
So tell me more about this Accelerate program.
Sure.
What is it?
At its core,
Yeah.
it's a company-wide competition that is designed to source and develop innovative ideas.
Okay, so it's a competition.
Yeah.
So it's not just a random collection of suggestions.
Oh.
This is very structured.
Yeah.
A six-phase process
Okay, 6 phases.
that guides ideas from conception
Right.
to implementation.
I like it. Okay.
It's very organized.
So let's unpack those 6 phases.
Okay,
I'm always curious about the nuts and bolts
Yeah.
of how these programs work.
sure.
Okay.
The first phase is submissions,
Okay.
which is exactly what it sounds like.
All right.
It's an open call for ideas
Uh-huh.
from every single employee,
Okay.
no matter what their role is or their location.
So anybody in the company
that's-
can submit an idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think what's really important here is that everyone has access to the platform
Right.
and can see what other people are proposing.
So everybody can see all the ideas.
Yeah. Transparency is key here.
So right from the start,
Yeah.
you're breaking down silos
Yes.
and encouraging collaboration
That's right.
just by making the process visible to everyone.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's step 1 or phase 1.
Right.
Submissions.
Uh-huh.
Then what?
Then comes the voting phase.
And this really embodies this idea of democratizing innovation.
Okay.
Every employee gets to vote for up to 3 of the submitted ideas.
Okay. So everybody in the company gets 3 votes
That's right.
to vote on the ideas
Yeah.
that have been submitted.
Exactly.
I can see how that would boost engagement
Yeah,
and create a sense of ownership among the employees
absolutely.
because everybody has a voice they get to contribute
Yeah, they're not just submitting ideas, they're actually helping choose.
to the company's innovation efforts.
Exactly.
But of course, you need to make sure
Yeah.
that the ideas with the most potential
Right.
rise to the top.
Exactly. And that's where the regional judging phase comes in.
So this is where you start to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in each region,
Uh-huh.
expert panels are assembled
Okay.
to evaluate the ideas
Got it.
that have
So-
received the most votes.
Okay.
So they look at a variety of different factors,
Like what?
like feasibility.
Okay. How easy is it to actually do this?
Yeah, it's exactly speed of implementation. How quickly can we get this done?
Got it.
Market need, is there actually a need for this out in the market?
Yeah.
And then just overall alignment with Xaxis's strategic goals.
So it has to fit in with what the company's already trying to do.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you need that layer of scrutiny
You do.
to make sure that the ideas that are moving forward are not only innovative,
Right.
but they're also practical and relevant to the business.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've got the regional judging phase.
Yep.
And then what happens?
The ideas that make it through that rigorous evaluation process
Uh-huh.
move into the incubation phase.
Okay. Now this is where things start to get really interesting.
Yes.
So what happens during incubation?
So this is where the selected teams really get to roll up their sleeves.
Okay.
And they get to flesh out their ideas.
Okay.
It's about moving beyond that initial concept
Uh-huh.
and actually developing a concrete plan for how this idea can be implemented.
Okay. So They have to come up with a plan.
They do.
So you're taking the spark of inspiration
Right?
and you're turning it into something tangible.
Exactly. It's something that can be tested and refined.
Okay, so they're going to refine these proposals.
They are.
And are they going to test them out?
Yeah, sometimes they even go so far as to pitch it to clients.
Wow.
To get feedback.
Really?
And then incorporate that feedback
Okay.
into further iterations.
So they're actually getting feedback from clients on these ideas.
They are.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's a really smart approach.
It makes sure that the ideas are not only innovative,
Right.
but they meet real-world needs.
Exactly.
And they're actually going to deliver value.
It's all about testing and iterating
Uh-huh.
and just making sure that the idea is truly viable.
Okay, so we've gone through submissions.
Yeah.
We've gone through voting.
Uh-huh.
We've gone through regional judging.
Yeah.
We've gone through incubation.
Right.
Right.
And once the teams have gone through this really intensive incubation phase,
Yeah.
they get to showcase all their hard work
Okay.
in pitch day.
Pitch day.
Yeah.
Now, this sounds like the culmination of all their efforts.
It is.
What happens on pitch day?
This is it.
Yeah.
It's the moment of truth.
Right.
So the finalist teams,
Yeah.
they present their fully developed ideas to a panel of company leaders.
Okay.
Kind of like Shark Tank, but for innovation within Xaxis.
Wow, so this would be pretty nerve-wracking for these teams.
I imagine it is.
Yeah.
It's their chance to shine,
Yeah.
to really demonstrate the potential of their idea
Right.
and how it can benefit Xaxis.
So,
The stakes are pretty high,
yeah.
so the winning team gets flown to the Xaxis headquarters
Oh, wow.
of their choice,
Oh, that's nice.
and they receive significant resources and support to actually implement their idea globally.
So they get to see their idea come to life.
They do.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it really shows how committed Xaxis is to
Yeah.
nurturing these innovative ideas.
Absolutely.
But, I know you're curious, does this whole elaborate system actually produce results?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
It does.
It does.
It absolutely does.
Okay, great.
Over the past 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
the Accelerate program has generated some pretty remarkable results.
Okay, like what?
So it's lead to new products, improved processes,
Okay.
and increased efficiency across the whole company.
So real tangible benefits.
Real tangible benefits.
Okay, can you give me an example
Sure.
of a winning idea
Okay.
that's made a real impact?
So one winning idea focused on repurposing social media content
Okay.
and finding ways to make it work harder across multiple platforms.
So taking something it's already doing
Yeah.
and figuring out how to make it even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just this brilliant strategy for maximizing the impact of existing assets.
So smart,
Very smart.
efficient innovation.
Yeah.
So it's not always about reinventing the wheel.
Mm.
Sometimes it's about figuring out
Right.
a better way to use what you already have.
It-
What else?
Another winning idea addressed the challenge of connecting online advertising with in-store visits.
Oh, that's huge.
It is huge. Think about that.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to directly track how your digital ads are driving foot traffic
Right. To a physical store.
to a physical store.
So you can really see the return on investment.
You can.
That's huge, especially in today's world
Absolutely.
where everybody's trying to figure out
Right.
how to connect the digital and the
So
physical.
the digital and the physical,
In
exactly.
fact, a great example.
And then there's perhaps the most impressive example,
Okay, what's that?
an algorithm for ad bidding that started as a simple spreadsheet.
Really,
A
spreadsheet.
spreadsheet.
That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
So a simple tool
Yeah.
turned into something really powerful.
Very powerful.
That's so cool.
So this team,
Mhm.
they saw a need,
Yeah.
started experimenting with different approaches,
Okay.
and they ended up creating a system that is now used widely across the company. That saves time and optimizes ad spending.
That's incredible.
It is.
That really shows you the power of empowering people at all levels of an organization
Mhm.
to come up with these ideas.
Exactly, because you never know where that next big idea is going to come from.
What's so interesting to me about all these examples you've given
Yeah,
is that they address such a wide range of challenges.
they do.
You've got marketing and customer engagement,
Mhm.
internal processes,
Right.
operational
This
efficiency.
runs the gamut.
It does.
And I think that's what makes a program like Accelerate so powerful.
Yeah.
You can adapt it to any industry, any challenge.
Right.
It's not just about product innovation.
Yeah.
It's about finding creative solutions to any problem.
Right. Any problem a company faces,
Exactly.
it's about creating a culture where innovation isn't just encouraged,
Yeah.
it's woven into the fabric of the company.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay, good.
When you create an environment where everyone feels empowered to contribute, where ideas can flow freely
Mm-hmm.
across departments and geographical boundaries.
Right.
You just unlock this level of creativity and problem solving
Yeah.
that wouldn't be possible with a small, isolated team.
I think that's where a lot of companies struggle,
I agree.
is that idea of breaking down those silos
Yeah.
and creating a truly collaborative environment for innovation.
Exactly.
So what can other organizations learn
Well,
from Xaxis' success?
I think the biggest takeaway is the importance of establishing a structured, transparent process
Okay.
for innovation.
Structure is key.
Structure is key.
Okay.
So the Accelerate program really demonstrates how to effectively collect ideas,
Right.
evaluate them,
Uh-huh.
and then provide the resources and support that's needed
Oh.
to turn those ideas into reality.
So it's about moving away from that traditional top-down approach
Yeah.
where innovation is something that only happens in the
Mhm.
C-suite. Xaxis has shown that by democratizing the process
Mhm.
and empowering everyone to contribute,
Yeah.
you can tap into so much more creativity and ingenuity
So much more.
than you could with just a small team.
Absolutely. It's not just about coming up with the ideas.
Right.
It's about creating a culture
Yeah.
where those ideas can be nurtured
Mhm.
and actually brought to fruition.
This makes me think about all the times that I've had what I thought was a good idea,
Yeah.
but I didn't know who to share it with
Right.
or how to develop it further.
It's a common experience.
It is.
And I think that's why a structured program like Accelerate can be so transformative.
Right.
Because it provides that framework
Yeah.
for capturing, evaluating, and developing ideas.
Yeah.
And it ensures that those sparks of inspiration don't just fizzle out.
And what about the long-term impact?
Well,
It seems like a program like this
yeah,
could really have a ripple effect
it can.
throughout an organization.
It does.
You're changing not only how things are done,
Right.
but also how people think.
Exactly. So when you empower people to innovate,
Yeah.
you're not just generating new ideas, you're cultivating a mindset of
That's right.
continuous improvement,
Right.
a willingness to challenge the status quo,
Yeah.
and to constantly seek out better ways of doing things.
So you're changing the whole culture of the company.
You are.
It's not just an initiative.
Right.
It's ingrained in the company's DNA.
Exactly. And that's a sustainable advantage.
Yeah.
And that's something that really sets companies apart.
Especially in today's world.
Yes, in today's hyper-competitive market.
This has been a really enlightening deep dive.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm already thinking about how we can apply these insights
Yeah,
to our own work
I hope so.
and how we can foster
Yeah.
a more robust culture of innovation in our organization.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
These principles are adaptable.
right.
So whether you're leading a small team or a large corporation, you can start creating a more innovative and agile environment.
So how can our listeners take that first step? What advice would you give to someone
Yeah,
who wants to implement a similar program
right.
in their own organization?
Well, I think Xaxis has really shown us how to drive innovation globally.
Yeah, they've really cracked the code.
And what's really cool
Yeah.
is they created a system that not only generates ideas,
Yeah,
but it empowers people to actually make those ideas happen.
right. And you mentioned earlier that IdeaScale played a big role in this.
Yeah.
So what was that role exactly?
So IdeaScale provides the platform
Okay.
and the framework to make this open innovation possible.
Okay, so it's more than just a suggestion box.
It is.
Okay.
It's a comprehensive system for managing the entire innovation lifecycle.
Wow. Okay, so taking it from like that initial idea
Yeah.
all the way through.
All the way to implementation.
Wow.
From capturing those initial sparks
Mhm.
to tracking progress,
Yeah.
gathering feedback, and ultimately implementing and scaling those successful ideas.
So it sounds like IdeaScale is really key in breaking down those silos, facilitating communication, and making sure everyone has a voice
That's right.
in the innovation process.
Absolutely. And it's not even just about the technology itself. It's
Right.
the philosophy behind it.
Okay.
IdeaScale is all about democratizing innovation,
Yeah.
making it everyone's responsibility,
Right.
not just the job of a select few.
And that's a really powerful message
Yes.
for our listeners
Mm,
because a lot of them are probably facing these same challenges
I bet.
in their own organizations.
Yeah, I think the main takeaway here is that innovation isn't some like magical thing that only exists in these super creative companies.
Right.
It's a deliberate effort
Mm.
that you can cultivate with the right tools
Yeah.
and approach.
Xaxis is a great example
Yeah, they are.
of a company that's doing that really well.
Uh-huh.
They're empowering their people to contribute.
At all levels.
They've created this process for capturing and developing ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and they have that culture of continuous improvement.
Right.
And because of that, they're unlocking all this creativity
Absolutely.
and ingenuity within their organization.
And it's not just about coming up with the next big thing.
Right.
It's also about just doing things better.
Yeah.
Being more efficient, delivering more value
Right.
to your customers.
You know, this deep dive has really been eye-opening.
Good.
I'm so glad we talked about this.
Me too.
I think it's given our listeners a lot to think about.
I hope so.
So for those listening who are ready to take action,
Yeah.
what's that phrase? Turn your work team into innovators.
Exactly.
How can they do that?
Well, IdeaScale can help.
Yeah.
They have a ton of resources and support
Yeah.
to guide you on that journey.
So if you're listening and you want to learn more, check out IdeaScale.
Yeah.
You can book a demo for a free trial,
It's free.
and you can see for yourself
Yep.
how it can help you unleash the power of innovation
Right.
within your company.
It's amazing.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode
It does.
of the Innovation Brief.
Yes.
We'll be back with new episodes every Tuesday and Friday,
We will.
exploring even more fascinating stories and insights
Looking forward to it.
from the world of innovation.